This is Jennifer, and we're making Albondiga soup, Mexican Albondiga soup. Here's the ingredients you'll need: potatoes, carrots, half a clove of garlic. You can use corn on the cob or canned corn. We're doing canned corn today because the corn on the cob is a little too expensive. Rice, fresh green beans, an onion. You start the water, start boiling, depending on how much you're gonna make. Boil some water with a can of whole peel tomatoes, crush them, and crushed tomatoes, 2 cans. I'm making a lot. So depending on how much you make, you just cut that in half. And hold on. And you also need some ground beef, okay? What you wanna do is you wanna start boiling the water. Add your crushed tomatoes, your whole tomatoes in the water. Get that water really hot because you're gonna add your meatballs in there, your albondigas in there, okay? What I'm gonna do is I am going to crush up my garlic, start it up, start boiling that with about, even though you have the garlic, you still can use salt, garlic salt. I like to use garlic, granulated garlic and salt, just to keep the consistency of salting garlic the same. But for this purpose, you're gonna start, if you wanna use garlic salt, that's fine. I'm gonna say about 2 teaspoons of garlic salt in here to start. Maybe about 3 teaspoons. Gotta get that, you gotta have your juice ready. I also use a tiny bit of this if you want. Caldo de tomate. I only use a tiny bit, like maybe a teaspoon of it. It's just to add a little bit of flavor to it. That's all. You're also gonna need oregano. Okay? Oh, that's pepper. You're also gonna need some oregano with this recipe, okay? There you go. Oregano with this recipe. You can add a little bit in the sauce, but you really need it for your meatballs. Next, you're gonna have to cut up your potatoes and your carrots, okay? I'm chopping up the garlic right now. All you have to do is, it's kind of hard to do it. I'm doing it on my phone, but just chop it up. You can smash it and put it inside. I do about a half a clove. There's a little bit of oregano in there. Add some garlic. Let that boil up. Oh, okay, as for the carrots, you want to cut them pretty big because you're going to be boiling them. And you don't want them to be all mushy and soft. You can cut them a little bit smaller. I'm going to cut them down just a little bit more, but keep them pretty thick. Okay, throw your carrots in. You're going to use more carrots than that. Use how much you desire to use. But you get my gist, add your carrots. Okay, got all my carrots cut up. Just what I showed you a minute ago. We just toss them in there. Okay, now we're gonna do our potatoes. Okay, the potatoes, if you wanna peel the skins off, that's fine. I don't, because they get too soft. So you cut them about that size, because they are going in a soup that's gonna cook for a while, and you do not want them to be mush like mashed potatoes. So you wanna cut those up. This is what I'm talking about. Cut a potato into 4s. Keep them pretty big. See that? Pretty big. You don't want them to turn into mashed potatoes. Here we go. Putting the potatoes in the pot. Ouch! There we go, while it's beginning to boil. As for the corn, if you don't use fresh corn you have to add right away. You cut those in half, and they have to cook with the rest of the soup. But if you're using canned corn, you've got to drain all of that out of there. Don't add it until the end of the soup because it's just gonna get mushy. I hope everybody's familiar with cutting fresh green beans. You've got to rinse them and cut the ends off, okay? Can't leave those ends on. You have to cut them at the ends, and you can put them in whole or you can cut them. I cut them because it's a soup, okay? See, the ends are cut off, and then I cut them in halves. All right, green beans are cut, washed. Add them to the soup. Okay, the rice. You're going to add the rice into your meatballs, but I do add some into my caldo, into my soup. Just like a handful. It depends on how much soup you're cooking. Just a little tiny bit. You don't want too much. It'll make it mushy, okay? Okay, see the rice? I'm making a lot, okay? So, I mean, this is all I'm putting in there. This is it, and I'm making a lot. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit in there. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need too much. It's going to come out starchy and mushy. Just need a tiny bit because you're going to have some of your meatballs that fall out. Okay, meatball time. This is what you're going to need inside of your meatballs, your albondigas. Very, very important. I'm making a lot. I'm making about, I don't know, about 3 pounds. So that's a lot. I'm using 3 eggs for 3.5 pounds of meat. Half an onion or a little bit more, depending on how much onion you like. Cilantro, very important. Oregano, very important. And rice, very important. Also garlic salt. You can use regular garlic or salt, that's your choice, but I'm going to show you how to mix everything up. And your ground beef, don't forget the ground beef, you need that too, okay? I'm going to start mixing it, cutting it, and mixing it. Also, look at that, it's already starting to boil. You have to have this boiling when you add the meatballs, because the meatballs will fall apart if it's not boiling. Okay, that's how they're going to cook in there. You can bake your meatballs if you want. It's really a preference, but this is how you originally make it, okay? Ground beef in the bowl. Oregano crushed in the meat, okay? Very important to give it its flavor, okay? I'm going to add a little bit of more oregano. I do about 2 handfuls because I got almost 4 pounds of meat here, 3.5, almost 4 pounds, okay? Garlic and salt, okay? You use what you desire, your taste, okay? But I mean, if you use quite a bit, you know, you want them to have some taste.